Hi, again. So, I just made a video, but I just wanted to make uh, a shorter video to talk about specifically about this celebrity, kind of, that um, I just heard some shocking news about. Like, not just right now, but a few days ago. But uh, so, so I am a huge fan of High School Musical. I love the movies. I was like obsessed with it. I still am. But like I have all the movies on DVD and I still watch them like all the time. But like yeah, when they were, you know, coming out and everything, and I was like such a big fan. And Zac Efron is like one of my biggest celebrity crushes. Like yeah, he's my imaginary husband. Yeah. Anyway, and I was just like obsessed. I was obsessed with the movies. I was obsessed with Zach and Vanessa, and like I'm like still hoping that they get back together. Seriously, I'm not kidding. Okay. So anyway, and I'm just a huge fan of all of the actors in general, and especially Zach has been doing very well in like different movies and stuff like that. And then the other day, we got the shocking news that he went to rehab 5 months ago. Like what? Like okay, slow down for a minute. Okay, not just that he went to rehab, just now, but actually 5 months ago he went to rehab, and actually I read somewhere that he went to rehab twice. Once before that too. Um, so anyway, and nobody knew a thing. He went to rehab twice, and no one knew a damn thing. And I was just like, when I saw it, I was just like really shocked because it just came out of nowhere. Like, I had no idea. I mean, no one had no idea that he had any kind of problems, and of course they were almost wondering like why, what, and of course the first thing people thought were like, oh, drugs or alcohol. And at first I thought it was alcohol because it's like one of his co-stars or something said that he was like, um, when they asked how he's doing now, they said that he was like healthy and happy and not drinking. So that's what maybe why would he mention like not drinking if it wasn't like alcohol that he had problems with. But then like what I've been reading recently, it it's been saying that it was cocaine actually, that he was addicted to cocaine, and that's why he went to rehab. Um, he hasn't come out himself and confirmed any of it actually, or clarified anything or said anything. So until he does, I'm like still not really sure if it was alcohol or cocaine. But like I don't know. And I think it's a big possibility that it was cocaine that he was dealing with. And like his co-stars from the set of Neighbors, his one of his next movies, said that he was acting really weird and like stuff. And I don't know. I don't know the whole details. I mean, I only know what the media have been saying. Like, but obviously there was probably some kind of intervention, and he went to rehab, but then he went to rehab again, if it's true what I read. And anyway, and I was just so shocked because it just came out of nowhere. Like nobody knew anything, and I was just like, what? And he's this guy that I've been like watching, since the first High School Musical came out in 2006. Like, and and he's like grown so much like in front of my eyes, like, and and then to find out about this, it was just like what? I needed to take like a moment to let it sink in. And, now that I have, I just, like, I would like to say, like, whatever it was, what he was going through, whether it was cocaine, you know, or any other drug or alcohol, you know, I'm just really proud of him, because, like I said in my previous video, that the first step to recovery is admitting that you need help. And, you know, going to rehab, like a real treatment center where you spend, like, I don't know, a couple of weeks, months, whatever, to get sober, and from whatever it is that your addiction is. And because, like, in some of the comments I've seen, people are like saying, like, oh, another Disney star who's gone to rehab, and like blah blah blah. Like, how is going to rehab a bad thing, though? Like, unless you're like, Lindsay Lohan have gone like 20 times or something. But like, and it's not like he's, doing it for attention or something. Because he managed, the fact that he managed to keep it a secret for this long, like, proves that he's obviously really genuine about his recovery and staying sober. And he, it's not that he was necessarily hiding it, he just wasn't, publicizing it. And I don't even know, like, the paparazzi are like always so crazy, so I have no idea how they like missed that. But anyway, and I think, like, if you're able to admit that you need help, and like, because it's not easy, like, doing that, like, you have to admit that that you have this issue, and like a really big issue, and it's like affecting your whole life, and not just yourself but everyone around you, and it takes a lot of courage to go and get help for that problem. And especially like going to rehab, to this place, where you have to stay for like some time, and it shows, determination. And from what I've read, like, he went in there willingly. Nobody like forced him or anything. It's not like nobody can force him. He's a grown man, obviously. So obviously he went there by his own will, because he chose to go. He chose to go and get help for his problems, for his addiction. And how can you not just admire that? I admire anyone who goes and gets help for their issues. First of all, admit that they have a problem and they need help, and then actually go and get help. Like, I am just so proud of him. Like, and I just really hope that he stays sober and is able to just stay in recovery. I know, he's just human, and there's always a possibility that he'll relapse, because an addiction is an addiction. It's a daily battle, and you can't promise that you will never ever relapse. You just can't. So, but I really, really hope that he's able to stay on the right tracks, as long as he's surrounded by good people, as long as he has good people around him, like, who have his best interests at heart. Everything will be okay. And I believe that, and I really, really hope that, because I love him so much, and he's so young and so talented, and he has his whole life ahead of him. And like, especially after what happened to Cory, I'm just like, I'm not ready for another like shock like that. If I would wake up and find out, read somewhere, Zac Efron is dead, I would just like, it's been so hard for me with Cory. Like, I'm still like really like so sad about it, and I just really hope that especially like after what happened to him. Like I just really genuinely hope that he's able to, you know, continue down this road just on the right side and just have good people around him and just try to avoid all that, you know, just, and yeah. And I'm just really proud of him because it's not easy to, you know, admit that you need help and, you know, going to rehab, and especially when you're in the spotlight like that. It's hard enough when you're just like a normal human being like me, like, you know, but when you're like Zac Efron and like the whole world is watching your every move, like, I can't even imagine, like, wow. So I'm just so proud of him. I love him so much, and I just wish him all the best in the future, like both in his career and his life. And you know, I do admit that I secretly still want him and Vanessa to get back together because I just think they're the most perfect couple ever. But no matter what happens, I just hope that he finds someone, you know, good, someone that he really loves, and you know, he's an incredible actor. He's so talented, and you know, and of course singer and dancer, and he can do it all. He's so talented and he's so gorgeous, and I just love him, and I'm so proud of him, and I'm such a fangirl right now. But like, okay, so I'm gonna stop right now. So I love you, Zac, and stay strong.